Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Yo, how are you doing?
Nice, pretty good. It's finally a little bit cooler here today. It's been like 100 degrees for like weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's pretty
That
nice.
was awful.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough, but it's finally cooler now.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice.
Okay, so I guess since it's our first melee lesson, you could give like an intro for the chat, just like where you're from, how long you've been playing, uh, goals for the game, your tag.
Okay. I tell you, it's Nanami, a Fox, tough player from Bethlehem, which is like it's nearish Philly. Uh, I think goals wise, definitely have pretty high aspirations. I think a lot of military players are really lazy. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the BVAS, and it's just like I don't know. I just don't really feel that impressed. Uh, it just feels like they kind of have their thing that works and they just kind of do it over and over again. And
That
like it's
is how
usually
melee players play.
it's just like usually like I don't know, it's usually just so annoying. Like I feel that way. Like it's funny because there are melee players too I play against. Because like when I play against Dawson, there are times where I'm like, oh, that was really smart. I play against like BBath, it's just like nair, spam A, stand down smash, fair, like floating them with fair, empty dash back, and like super hard look for the reaction. Like
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, yeah, this works because you don't play friendly with people. You only play
Mm-hmm.
friendly with like the same people over and over again, so nobody knows what to do against it. And like,
Mm-hmm.
I practiced with this one piece for BBAS named Maybe, and like we played like 2 or 3 sessions leading up to that tournament. And I didn't know he could like ASI down out of the air and like snap to the ground like Puff can do with Pound.
Mm-hmm.
So I got down smash for that like 3 times. It was just like, oh. And I don't know how to DI down smash either. They don't never play the matchup.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like it's just horrible. It's literally like I'm effectively playing like a 70-30 matchup, and I just don't have the answers. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
I feel pretty good when I like review like the lessons you've done with like Shape and Tinder Master, and then
Mm-hmm.
I play the matchup. But leading up to this tournament, I was definitely lazy, just like because of like pre-bracket nerves. I was just like anything like dopaminergic to just like distract me from how nervous I feel, and that kind of made me complacent. And
Mm-hmm.
in some of the notes I wrote for the questions to ask coming into this lesson, I wrote about how even though I didn't go into the set with the game plan in mind, going back and reviewing the VOD, I think because I had just done that so many times before, where I'd play against Peaches and friendlies with like, oh, Fiction said, you stick to this game plan, so I'm going to do this. I think that built up a lot of habits for me that were really present in this set, even
Mm-hmm.
though I wasn't very cognitively thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I think that those are definitely my thoughts going into this.
Okay. Yeah, I think competitively, like that's just how like a lot of things in any sort of competition, especially like melee, like works where like people will build up their sort of custom like tricks, and these tricks are designed to like hard counter custom options, or
Mhm.
sorry, hard counter common options,
Yeah.
and basically you're not going to be able to deal with tricks the first time you see them pretty much ever.
Mhm.
um, and that's just like kind of natural, and that's why like a lot of times if people like they leave for like 3 or 4 months and they're grinding a bunch but they don't attend any tournaments and they show up, they have like 1 or 2 tournaments where they suddenly do way better and then they're kind of going back to normal. And it's because people sort of like lose the memory or like the freshness of all the stuff they're doing, and then maybe they added like a bunch of new stuff. uh, so all you can really do is like study the vods, figure out like which tricks they use, because you're saying like people do the same stuff over and over again, which they do.
Yeah.
But that makes it really easy to analyze, and it's like, well, the next time they do that, I'm just gonna kill them for it, because I've sat here and like looked at the VOD and I figured out like a pre counter to that thing, or like, oh, they always do this one sequence, and so you can just sort of like get a feel by studying it, and like it takes significantly longer to add new tricks and come up with new tricks and like refine those tricks and like stuff like that than it does to watch a video and just see them a couple times and then counter them. So that style, while it is very strong and annoying and it's worked plenty of times in the past for people to like come back and suddenly get a win. If they want to keep showing up and doing well, they're like you're just gonna figure it out from like 1 or 2 video watches. So it's better not to worry about it too much. It's definitely just perma annoying, but there's just it's fairly like solvable. So like if maybe for like one set they'll get you, or like if you're really good, sometimes they'll only take like a game or two, and people have figured out the patterns that the other person has. So when like top 5 level players, top 10 level players, a lot of times will be able to figure out your tricks within like a game. Okay.
I see. And you think that's the product of just they've seen it before?
I think that like they've done enough solves to like similar type situations. So when they see somebody, they have their own thing, then they go, "Oh, okay, like that it gets plugged into the game plan here or whatever like that." Like if I'm playing somebody, I see everything they do as a solution to problems. Like I'm thinking of it from their perspective and what things they're trying to beat with their thing, and like they do their thing as a reaction when they see X trigger or whatever, like some sort of action that I do that triggers their reaction, you know? And so I'm looking at it as like what problems they're solving, and then I'll be like, "Oh, okay, so like they're trying to solve this problem with this solution, so how can I, you know, move around that or something like that? Like how can I work around what they've prepared?"
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot easier to like categorize when you know what they're looking for and kind of like how the character is thinking about it. Because if you don't really have like a good model for like what it's like to play from their end, then you just end up like, man, sometimes they just do this stuff. You know, like it doesn't have like a structure to it, and that ends up being extra confusing, and it's just like a knowledge gap pretty much, or a knowledge issue. Okay, so the screen share is working, right?
I can see.
Okay. So, can you see the mouse too?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, awesome. Alright, so let's see. So, can you just go over really quick what your plan is? Because I know you said you did it based on, like, my lesson with Chape and a bunch of other people. So, like, I just want to kind of hear, like, your reduction of, like, how you're thinking of this, like, when the match starts.
Yeah. So whenever I play against this character, I always try and like recite something to myself before I play, just so that I can always
Yes,
return to that.
that's extremely good.
Yeah. So for one, she's a wall of terror, and every time she like takes space, she's like kind of has like this weak point where she's like, because like she can't just like hold CC anymore. So she has kind of like this weak point where it's like now she's not necessarily completely vulnerable, but a good deal more vulnerable than she was.
Yes.
So during that state, that's when you kind of want to rush her down. But it's not as simple as like you can't just like attack into her, because then you're susceptible to getting like shield grabbed, ASDI down, or something like that. You either want to space your attack or you want to hard cross her up with like the Fat Goku drill. And that concept is definitely something I struggle with a lot to implement. But other important things to note then are that when she is in the corner, she can't really kill you with anything that's not down smash, because your attacks are going to send you to the other side of the stage. It's going to stop you from getting like edge guarded or anything like that. As well as if she's on the ledge, like she has like no options. Believe Pete has a safe state that he made that basically takes into account all of the mix-ups, so you can practice covering like everything on reaction. And I feel like and then another point is that if you are ever cornered, you should just go ledge dash and like reset.
Broken.
Yeah, I think those are the main macro points.
Okay, and what like how about like killing?
Killing. Okay, it's funny you asked that because I'm not very good at this matchup.
What?
It's funny you asked that because I'm not very good at it in this matchup.
Okay.
I know versus Chape, and looking back at this VOD, I can totally see how this would apply to me. You said just spam drill and like ask questions later, and like you'll just figure it out. And like, I wish someone had told me that going into the set, because I would have 3-0'd this guy if I just.
Drill is super broken
because
against Pete.
I soft hit him with like so many nairs and daiquiris, and if I just gambled it on the drill instead, which I know he was going to get like a couple shield grabs on. But
Mm-hmm.
every time I do that, he's at 50, he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I'm on box, so I get like the shine dash JC shine for the extra percent before the up smash, and that just helps so much for getting
Mm-hmm.
even earlier kills than you get on controller. It's like, yeah, I really struggle. I do not think about kill percents at all when I think about my gameplay for this matchup, and that's probably a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like the thing I think if you're gonna repeat something to yourself before the match, uh, you wanna like this matchup in particular is very like you have to look at it from like the Peach side. I think that helps so much from the Fox end because when you play it from the Fox end, you mostly feel like you feel Peach's strengths. Like you
Mhm.
feel like man, she's really strong and she's really good at holding down and like her combos and stuff are pretty hard. Like they hit pretty hard. Uh, but like as when you play it from the Peach end, you just feel the weaknesses of it. Like you feel that like how difficult it is to press forward. Like you feel like man, like I can't really get to Fox without a dash attack. So you start feeling like you're relying on dash attack, and you start feeling like he's just so quick and a couple lasers here or there feels really bad because it just feels like he's continuously building damage, and then you feel like at 50 now you're suddenly in danger even though he only hit you like 2 or 3 times, you know, something like that. So you
Mhm.
want to, so like if you're going to repeat something, be like, yeah, it's really hard to catch Fox and I feel like I have to dash attack to get him and then I die really early, and like that's the type of feeling you want to like really create for the Peach.
Okay,
uh,
that makes a lot of sense.
The other thing is that as the Peach, what you're comfortable doing, like I said, because it's so difficult to like reach for Fox, what you want is you want to get kind of close to Fox and then have him try to hit you. That's like your goal. Uh, so you're like, I'm gonna kind of move into Fox, like maybe I'm gonna go, but you don't really want to let it rip because the dash attack is like ridiculously high commitment. Um, and so you're kind of just maybe try to float aerial pressure, hope he kind of gets hit by it. Um, let's see. So yeah, so like what you really want is you really want as a Peach, you want these nairs. Like you want like Fox being like, I guess I'll kind of attack in. And what you're doing when you put yourself in a spot where Fox might be attacking you is you're doing inputs that will specifically like be good against like an attack. Like this thing, like none of this stuff would like actually hit you if you didn't like nair in. Like he's just doing down smash, you know. Like it's very like, and then it's just attack, hit, and as the Peach, it's so much easier. Yeah, this is another example. I'm just gonna speed through this really quick to show you. But like right here, like he's so ready to be like, "Oh, come here, Fox," and you know, technically this is a pretty bad spot for him because you can just drill the back of him,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
he's
I was
pretty
on a
washed
Smashbox
there.
for this tournament, and like the button layout is like atrocious. That's one of the reasons I think it's such a real life accurate to
Ah,
drill.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can only comment on what I see in the game,
Yeah,
so
yeah, it is a very rare mistake, but the C stick on the Smashbox is actually a horrible experience.
okay.
Yeah, but I do tend to try and soft aerial sometimes, so it's definitely still very applicable to be like you should drill there, and I don't drill at all,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like relatively at all.
Remember, you want to
So
ledge dash and just go to the other side. Like you just want to go past her.
yeah, okay, I should
Don't
write that.
don't try to hit her here. It's just a bad idea. She's just Peach doesn't normally. She's not quick enough to want to really big challenge the ledge dash because if she tries to hit your ledge dash and you do an invincible ledge dash, then she's just really vulnerable and easy to hit. So I feel like most of the time they're gonna give you like a little bit of like a wider berth than like most characters would give there. So you don't really like. I just don't expect to ever get like ledge dash into a punish against Peach, unless they're being like a real jerk, like pressuring the ledge when they shouldn't be. So how? Let's see. How much experience do you have fighting Yoshi?
Yoshi, not much. My only, I think, I think you know Mono, the like Canadian Yoshi,
I
Zingmochi's
don't.
roommate.
I don't think so, but it's fine.
Okay, yeah, my only experience is playing against like that guy, and like I've done well against him, but It's never because of anything good I'm doing. It's because you just drill and win
Mm-hmm.
against bad Yoshis and up air to break their armor. So I would
Right.
say not much experience.
Okay. There's just like a concept that's shared between Fox Yoshi and Fox Peach, where, and this is true in a lot of matchups, but it's super accentuated here because they have all this weird little counterplay to things. Is if they seem like they're ready to fight you, you don't want to fight. So, like, in a situation like this, where Peach does this fair on your shield, it's way better to just, like, full hop away than try to get a counter hit, because they are, like, this is where they thrive in, like, I hit you, but you barely defend it, and you try to hit me, and I barely defend it, that type of thing. Yoshi and Peach are both, like, nasty, nasty at that. So, like, this was just really dangerous for the possibility of, like, one back air. Whereas, like, let's say right here you do full hop and then you up air the down smash, you might actually even kill Peach out of that. So, whenever there's like an interaction, just, and this is true with on the ground stuff. I'll go over it when we see more of that stuff. But like, it's all a timing mix up against Peach. She has options where she's just like at any time you try to hit Peach ever, she could theoretically just perfectly randomly down smash and somehow maybe
Mm-hmm.
trade or something like that. Unless she's like in the middle of doing something else. And so that's like why I tell people to hit the Peach while she's moving. And it's not so much that like because she can't be in a crouch state because she's moving. It's that she's like busy pressing other buttons. Like she's busy doing something and she gets hit. As the Peach, the type of hit that is worst, that is like the worst, like when I'm playing a Fox as Peach and they keep hitting me and it's at like awkward timings that I didn't expect, that feels the strongest against Peach. So like being in a spot where I down smash and then you back air me, those types of situations are just generally like Peach favored.
I see, I see. That makes sense. I never thought about that point. I wonder if that's one of the reasons I especially struggle in Peach Puff is because I definitely play in a very predictable way, despite that fact that I think I at least kind of have like interesting options,
Mm-hmm.
or more interesting options. They're relatively not interesting, but
Okay, so obvious exceptions are like when to the thing I was just talking about is like when Peach actually whiffs, like right here. You can probably punish that, but I can understand maybe not getting that. Remember that like look at Peach 51%. You just need to like there needs to be like a mentality adjustment when Peach is past. Like there's like the percents where you're like, yeah, I can't really gimp Peach. I'll just kind of beat her up and get some percent. And then as soon as she gets over 50, you should transition to like, well, oh, it's great because you're a Puff player. It's like you should start hunting for rest, but as Fox.
yeah,
Like the Peach will feel it too, and it will make things a lot harder for the Peach if you're just like, oh, we're just not gonna play, and when we do play, I'll be hunting for rest. Like you're
yeah,
gonna be looking
and
for the
this
drill every time.
yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure it was drill that
Mm-hmm.
you meant. Okay, okay.
The thing is, it doesn't necessarily have to be drill because you can kill with up tilt up air or double up air also.
Yeah,
But the drill is like those are more secondary. It's more the idea that like, oh, you're at 50. I'm the dumb fox main. I see 50, I attack and get my kill. Like that's what you want to like imply these things to like the Peach. That like you are going to go crazy for your kill move right now because I guarantee you that he would not be doing these dash attacks if he was fully cognizant of the fact that you would just kill him off if he got punished off of one of them. So he's just like dash attacking back and forth. And this is okay because the percent's high enough that Peach is gonna get knocked down like this or whatever. It just doesn't do anything. Like it
yeah,
doesn't put you any closer to beating Peach. And then like as soon as like we're in this type of situation, remember not to up smash here.
yeah.
Just take advantage of the fact that she's like mostly in the corner. That was sick. He's having way too much fun. I don't like that.
I get so mad when I play this guy RL.
Okay, I missed the ledge dash. So, yeah. Judging by the demeanor, I can tell you what's happening here beyond the game. is And I can't speak directly for B-Bats, okay? So I'm going to speak in like a hypothetical of what I can feel from this and based on how I would think of it and stuff like that. Is B-Bats is most likely basically, I'll just tell you how I see it. It looks like B-Bats is basically not really playing neutral for sure. Like most likely, B-Bats played you neutral a bunch of times. Feels like you're stronger in neutral than you are in other areas. My impression is that he's marked you as a player who is trying hard to do the right thing and sometimes takes like sometimes if there's a player who's like that, like you can kind of just put a bunch of options on the table really quickly. And because they're too set on trying to come up with like a good answer to those things, then they get kind of overwhelmed and just start getting hit by everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get overwhelmed and they kind of get hit by everything, then they kind of get hit by more stuff. And so I feel like he's trying to like snowball you. That's the impression of those dash attacks is that like if I just put a bunch of options really fast, he'll kind of like overthink it and like start crumbling. And that's just like a mental competition thing, but I super get that vibe from this that B-Bats is just like, like yeah, like there's not. And so when what you need to do when a Peach starts treating you like this is when you get like your drills here, these need to be like big punishes. Like all these backers are really bad, by the way. But like
Yeah.
when you
Oh
get
my
like a
god.
drill like this, and you get obvious, so your shine out of the drill was a little slow, so he got the CC. But these just need to be like big punish, like right here, like wave shine, up tilt, nair, fair, up smash, and Peach is dead. They're not gonna come back with like that same mentality. So like while it might be somewhat of a mental thing, you can avoid the Peach playing like that by just punishing extremely hard. The other
I
thing
see.
is that you're giving her too much. Okay, how should I describe this? From so Peach is very like strong and solid, and then Fox is very fast, and he's a little bit weaker, like in terms of just like scramble strength. Um, and so there's like a tendency to because you want to like make use of your mobility. There's a tendency to end up with Peach in center here, and then you Fox jumping around, and then sort of like looking for back airs. And
Hmm.
that is not a good way to play it because it gives the Peach too much space to like breathe mentally. Like it gives them all the control of like, you know what, I am big and strong and I've got center stage. Like all the foxes of the world just like run away from me, you know? And so like you need to be a little bit more confrontational without uh like you don't want to just attack Peach, but you don't want to run away from Peach. You need to like hold your ground a little bit and like fight it out. Because remember like what I was saying on these other lessons where like Peach has to like push forward, and when she pushes forward, then you move back a little bit, and then eventually she'll push you into the
Oh
corner.
yeah, where you were like you slowly repeat it until
Yeah,
eventually
yeah.
you're in the
And
corner.
yeah, and so the threat is that like if Peach approaches you, anytime she comes in, there's a chance you could hit her with
Mhm.
like a drill or something really like in her face that would put her in a really bad position. And so she struggles to like move forward because of that. But if you just moving around on the platforms, she has full access to the ground. Like you're not gonna land a short hop drill. You can't land an up smash. You can't get a grab or an up tilt or a wave shine. So most of your good options are depleted. And then also, like, being here versus Peach is, you know, not the weakest option in the world. But if you're here, you can just go to ledge and ledge dash. So she needs to, like, so like especially Yoshi's becomes this battle where Peach is like, okay, so let's say Peach is on ledge, that's really bad for Peach, right? Peach in the
Mhm.
corner, this is really bad for Peach. Peach is over here. Okay, Peach has finally secured center, and Fox can ledge dash to here. So it's like you start feeling that like Fox either has center stage control and you're in the corner, or he's in the corner and he can literally ledge dash and get across like half the stage from the ledge. So the ground is just a lot stronger for you than you're giving it credit for. Like if you allow Peach's, because Peach's only move that she can get you with on the ground is dash attack. And if this super heavy committal move that doesn't even work if you ASDI down or CC or dash away, like if you're dashing away, dash attack will hit you, you'll just fly away. Like she won't be able to punish. And so if that move is enough to win the match and force Fox off of the stage and onto the platforms and running away, then you're just playing the matchup as like a significantly harder matchup than it needs to be.
Yeah.
And so like, let's say you're here, and okay, let's start in this spot. So you do this full hop to get out, and Peach has now cornered herself. This is great. So what you can do is just chill right here. Peach needs to move out of the corner. So you don't need to go back this far. You could have chilled right here, defended this space for Peach moving in. And then this is fine too. This full hop is fine because like you're not in a bad position. But when Peach is coming, like you should just try to hit her for this basically.
Yeah.
And like Drill beats this most of the time too. Like either Drill will hit her into the ground in a way where like she's not really gonna be able to like shield or get out of the way. Like it gives her a slightly higher chance of escaping Drill, obviously, than if she's grounded. But most of the time she's just gonna get hit into the ground and drilled out of this anyway. That will happen like 99% of the time. And if she happens to fair and let go of her float and land, she'll get hit by the drill anyway. So it's like, when she moves right here, for instance, this needs to be scary for Peach. Like, if you are here and Peach is moving in like this, like, you should have been able to, like, you should have probably drifted in here and, like, looked for the drill or done, like, a short hop drill or something like that. Like, this space needs to be protected. If you let her just move in, like, look at him just moving in for free.
Yeah.
And so what you can do is, this was not bad. Like, this dash out of the corner was really good. Like, dash back, dash in right here. But then right here, when you are close to Peach and you move away, you need to be ready for Peach to move in and then hit this. Because otherwise it just gives Peach, like, she just gets to feel like the strongest version of herself. And you don't want her to feel like that. You want her to feel like the weak version of herself. Also, I would say getting a laser or two is really not that bad. Like if you're in this position, like right here, and you just drop laser full hop or something, like, just getting those couple lasers is actually pretty big. It's not necessary. Like, there's some characters like Falcon where I say it's basically necessary, and it's not. It's just that, like, how do I describe it? Like, every percent at low percent is a percent closer to like Nair knocking down and Drill hurting her and stuff like that. So like when she comes back and you just tack on a laser here or there, like, don't be dangerous with it, you know, but like be aware that a quick short hop laser here or there actually bothers Peach, like, for sure. Okay, so this was good. You did this really well. This was just like an issue of drift. Like, boom, you moved out of the way, Peach approached, and you tack. I noticed that you do this same sort of full hoppy pattern a bunch, where you like go here and then you full hop back to center. It's not a bad pattern, but you're like repeating it too much. Like, it's the same.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's like where is it? That like you do this, like, you've done it. It hasn't been this exact pattern, but you go to the spot about, like, you go to about this position, and then you full hop to this position. And you've done that. You did it from the platform, and you did it from here, like, several times. It just seems like a really common strat. It's not that bad when you're at lower percents, but at higher percents, Peach will just read you with like a full hop nair or up air when you do that, and you might just die. Okay, so that was just the drift. And then The up air here is not too bad of an attempt, but for this reason, the drill is just better.
Yeah.
Yes. So okay, this is actually perfect to show. So okay, so right here, okay, so this situation. So you do this nair. Nair doesn't have any purpose, but what happens? Okay, somehow shield hook dash attack. Okay, right here. This is what I wanted to point out. So when he's in this position, he sees you crouching. He's close enough that he can kind of set up something, kind of where like it's like a trade type of thing. Like Peaches love just putting out hitboxes here and moving forward because it
Mhm.
feels like it's gonna be like a trade in a lot of cases. You do this like stalematey full hop, which is good to avoid like the mash. Uh, there, there's not. This is just being extra safe, but this is like a double jump I would do if you were at a percent where Peach Nair would like kill you. And so
I see.
you need a double jump to avoid all the danger. But you're here, the full hop. Peach isn't gonna be reading your full hop here with like a nair most of the time, or sometimes she'll do it with the up air, but like you can avoid that by just kind of jumping more in place. But yeah,
Mhm.
this is like a little bit too safe for this position in my opinion, but it's fine. You got center. This is where's the part I wanted to talk about. Okay, so you've established in the conversation that there's like a Peach chases me, and then when Peach is chasing me, I randomly hit her out of it, which is generally a good strategy, and it works here. Nair up tilt is probably the play right there, by the way.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just I seem to have this pattern of always hitting him and then full hopping.
mm-hmm. And these back airs, as good as they seem, they're not good. This
Yes.
can just be a drill on the back of his shield. And the nice thing about drilling the back of Peach's shield is you can just drill the back of her shield and then drill again. You don't even
Yeah, the
have to like
Sagoka.
do yeah the Fagoku because as long as you're on the back, you're pretty fine. Okay, so where was it? It was this spot. Yes, perfect. Right when he whiffs the grab, right there. Okay, so this is like a negative position for Peach, right? She's whiffed her grab. He's imagining that you're going to attack immediately with like a I would say drill. I don't know why he's crouching here, but like regardless, this is like a position where Peach is ready to fight. Like you didn't get the exact hit on this, like you didn't react to the grab. That's fine, but like you need to like basically get a feeling for like when Peach is really ready to fight. So right now Peach is really ready to fight. So he's just right here like, okay, where's Fox? And as soon as he sees any downward movement, he moves. So he thought you were gonna like run off. He thought
Yeah,
you were
that
gonna
makes
like
sense.
run off drill or something right here. So he's like, ha ha, and he moves like this is like the trick. And it's like you don't need to fight Peach when Peach wants to fight. And so then that doesn't happen, and so he immediately just tries to set up for this. This just they love this, like this nair at this height. Whenever a Peach
Yeah.
floats at this height, you can either just run under them immediately or do a little dashback short hop drill and catch this, or like a full hop drill. It's like a I don't like this pattern that much, but it's really good against foxes who do like nair when they see Peach floating at this height.
Mhm.
Basically, I just like to move back and let them fall and beat them up there. And then if they chase me across the whole screen, then they're getting ledge dashed on.
Yeah.
Um, but I like that you don't fight in the position right here where he really clearly wants to fight. You just leave, which is also fine. And then what you want here is that like there's a point in time where Peach will stop being ready for you to hit her and try to hit you. And that's always the moment where you want to hit her. And so notice that he didn't have, even though this back air was not fantastic, he didn't have an option prepared for it because he
Yeah.
was he was like in the middle of doing something. And so that was really, yeah, that was good. That was really dumb, really, really dumb on his part. And this is good. If you can get these baits, that's wonderful. But just remember that these dropping back airs are only good when Peach is already in the air.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm, nice. Okay. I like So even though everything here is not like perfect, this is definitely not where I would shoot a laser. This one's fine, but after I wouldn't shoot a second one, because you could just pressure a little bit harder. But overall, this stock is way more confident. Like, you're not running to the platform. He floats and you hit him. Then you get out of the way of this one. Imagine if this was a drill instead of a grab. And you
Oh
just did
yeah.
drill, wave shine, up tilt, back air or something. He'd be in one hit away from death. Small note right here, I would probably back throw.
Oh really?
Yeah. Peach, okay, so for a completely unknown, ridiculous reason, he's holding into the top platform here. They will almost never give you that. Like, they're not going to give you this freebie very often where you get this tech chase.
Yeah.
They're most likely going to DI behind you, and so you can't get them. Like, if they DI'd right here, then they'll get out somewhere here. And so you can just back throw. When generally in this position in general, you just want to back throw, because what you're doing, especially last stock, is you're creating a position where Peach could die early. Not that she's gonna, but that she could. So you're actually creating like a bunch of pressure. Like, you're putting her into the corner / edge guard type of situation where you could get an early shine. And it's just a lot scarier than this. Like, Peach knows, like, B-Bats knows he's not gonna die out of this. Out of this up throw. But if you
Yeah.
back through him there, he's like, is he gonna go for like a crazy, crazy shine read? So
Yeah, that makes
just
sense.
because like it's more threatening by nature, it's generally better. And then, okay, so throw him up here, and then right here, Peaches love like coming down like this. This
Yeah.
is just like the standard, like, just as long as you're moving, this won't hit you, and you would have gotten a free punish. And then yeah, there's that. So I definitely understand shielding this. This is actually not a bad situation for you that happened right there. Oh no, that was just freebie. It was just like a bad ledge dash. Like, don't
Yeah.
shield after ledge dashing. That's actually just like just do something. Like, either move or attack.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Oof. Oof. Nah, what are these nairs? You need to be very cognizant of what you're moving towards. And this is like where you were saying you have a little bit, you're not quite as good at like killing in the matchup.
Mm-hmm.
When you're building percent, it needs to be towards the kill. So like when you're here, instead of doing this nair, you should be thinking like, what can I hit Peach with that will put her at kill percent? And this
Yeah,
week,
it's laser, right, in this case.
More so that, like, nah, I wouldn't really laser here because of this percent. I mean, you could do a retreating laser into the corner and go to ledge. Like, you can always do that.
Yes.
It's more about the fact that, like, at this percent, I would be much more likely. Obviously, drill is always good. I'd be much more likely to try to catch a Peach in the air. And I think it's sort of like, okay, so, like, we're at this percent. What can I do to kill Peach? Like, Peach is feeling mad confident here. What she really doesn't want is a couple more percent. If I can get a drill, great. If I can get an aerial back air, that's good too. If you get a back air here, Peach is basically a kill percent.
Yeah.
But like these like type of like kind of half C nairs are like Like, I would definitely like try to slow it down a little bit right here. It's obviously not like a good position. Basically what I'm saying is you want to minimize the number of neutral openings you need before you get a kill here. And so there's plenty of things you could have done. Like, if you went for a drill here and missed and then died, I would feel better about it, just because it's somewhat like, hey, maybe if you drill wave shine up tilt up air, Peach could die, like at Yoshi's. And like, I just want like an idea where Peach dies at the end of the idea, because otherwise you're not like dreaming big enough. Like, you're making like you're betting $1 every hand or whatever, and
Yeah.
but like you're at risk for $20. So it's like you might as well like bet the things that'll actually win if you happen to hit them.
Yeah.
Overall, not too bad of a game. And like, yeah, Stadium you should basically not lose. So okay, this is the thing, and this is all like this is like this psychological conversational type of loop that's happening every Fox Peach. Is you're like, hey, it's Stadium. Guess what, buddy? I'm laser camping, right? And Peach is like, oh no, it's Stadium. He's laser camping. So what does that mean? It means Peach is probably going to try to catch you. And if Peach tries to catch you, it's time to hit her. So, like, it's good to run away here with the lasers, but, like, when you're here, I don't know, it just, honestly, I actually don't think this drill was that bad of a decision. I think it just slightly lost to the back air. Okay, scratch what I said there. I think it was just like a slight misspaced timing thing, not like really your fault. Back air will normally beat short hop drill though. So if they're facing backwards, I'm a little bit more hesitant to short hop drill. I'm a little bit more likely to try to full hop or something like that. Just because it beats it a little bit more often, but honestly, it wasn't a bad choice.
Okay.
No reason to really back air there. Okay. This is another thing. And this is a thing that I think that everybody struggles with. I struggle with this a lot in the matchup. Is that, or doing it consistently at least, it's that Peach operates on a much smaller, like, what's the way to say it? Like, when she moves, she doesn't go as far, right? Like, 'cause she's slower. So, like, if you came up with, like, a sequence of events where Peach is, like, dashing and attacking and dashing again, she's gonna move less in general than Fox. So there's definitely a good description here. It's basically that, like, like, Fox is really fast, and I feel like basically you're treating Peach like she's as fast as Fox. Like, it's a temptation as Fox to see the dash back. Okay, let me just draw it out really quick. It's pretty simple. I'm just having trouble saying it and look the words perfectly. It's basically that, like, if you're here and Peach is here, and you make a decision to dash back for a certain amount of time, you're gonna go this far. And if Peach tries to dash that far, or that for that amount of time, she will only go this far.
I see.
And so it's tempting for the Fox player to see it like, to see it like this, where, like, they're like, okay, so I go to here, and then when I'm here, Peach was chasing me, and that means Peach is now here, and so I need to full hop to avoid the Peach because they just encroached on the space that I like left. And then you're thinking, oh, this will full hop over the Peach, but in reality, the Peach has only dashed this far.
Yeah.
And so what you can actually do is, instead of this top one, instead of this, you can do a dash dance that looks more like something like this, where Peach, like, in the amount of time that Peach takes to get, like, here, you can move so far away to here that Peach would have to run forever to get to you, and also be close enough to Peach to punish her moving forward like an inch. So it's just sort of that, like, Fox can work in these, like, he can work in this tiny space, or he can work in the big space. But Peach can only work in tiny space. And so you can actually do significantly smaller dash dance movements. And like imagine if you were playing like a Peach Ditto and dash dancing in a Peach Ditto. But Fox can be like, oh, look at me, I'm like dash dancing close to you, or like dash dancing in like a small range. and it can like simulate like a Peach dash dance. So
I see.
you can essentially like, but because you always have this big dash back whenever you want, or like the big dash forward, it's like it's just such a clear advantage for Fox because you're playing Peach in an even dash dance game where you have tools that make it uneven because you can move big back and big forward and she just can't at all. And so what you want to do is you want to do this little dash dance game where you're barely outside the range. I'm sure you've watched some other videos I've done with Fox Peach where I dash dance, where like where I show the range of exactly how far Peach's dash attack actually hits, like the
Yeah, where
strong
you
hit.
show like the weak hit and how you don't need
Yeah,
an
and it's
ASCII
like
on it.
very small range. And
Yeah.
so because the dash attack is Peach's main like I'm getting out there type of move, then the range you need to be at to be completely safe from any of Peach's grounded options is actually only as far away as you need to be from the dash attack. And so you can actually play like this very tiny dash dance game against Peach right outside of her range and then have extra tools. Whereas what you're doing is you're only using the big dash dance and playing around her like she also has a big dash dance. And so you end up in situations like this where you move here. No, it was earlier than that. I think it was right. Was it earlier? No, it was after this. Okay. Okay, so like right here. Look at how much space you're giving up in this position. So you hit Peach. Peach is now right here. To avoid Peach dash attack, you only need to be right here.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you could actually do is you could just dash back, and you can do a longer dash back. It's kind of like if you do dash dances in place, you're moving a lot, but like the center line of the dash is in the middle of the dash dance. Like just make your focus point right here. Like in your head, you're right here. Maybe you dash to here and then you dash forward and then you do a little dash dance in place or something like that, right? But you're essentially here. You're just outside of the range. And so then what happens from here is if you're right in this position, that when you see Peach move forward slightly, you're like right here and you're just like, oh, punish. Like free punish. But because you move too far back, assuming like you're doing this retreating laser as if like if Peach did a full approach here, they would be right in front of you when this laser was over. Like that you're going to do this turnaround laser and Peach will be right here and you'll just drill her or something. But like she can't be that far. She's at most right here. So you have all this space to work with that you weren't using.
Yeah.
And the full hop double jump is really weak here because there's no top platform. You got to just go to ledge here and like dash through. It's just like significant, and the low side plat significantly stronger, like cornering here. Okay, you overcommitted a little bit. Yo, thank you 8vs Smash or 8v Smash for the raid. Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah. Like right here. Okay, so, and this is part of that. I want you to combine what I'm saying with like where you dash dance right barely at the range, and combine that with what I was saying where you slowly make her push you back across the stage. That's like especially prevalent here. You see this nair going down. This is not the appropriate range to fight Peach at. Like, yeah, you could like shoot lasers here. You can shoot lasers here. But, like, look how far away he is. You could be right here and be just as safe as you are over here, but, like, 3 times as threatening. So, I don't know. It's like you're Peach is treating you like you're Fox, and so Peach is like, whoa, whoo, whoo, yeah, trying to react when you're halfway across the stage. But that is Fox's advantage, is that Peach can't do that. So you don't have to be fighting from this far away. Like, look how far away you're dash dancing and then attacking from. Like, you're like, whoa. And then over here, look at this big range and attack. And it's like, you can be right here and be dash dancing, and Peach has literally no counterplay to it. And yeah, this is a good example where you do a somewhat close dash dance. You move away, but you come back in, and look at how close you are now. And this was extremely close to you killing Peach. Like, if you had just happened to dash back for slightly longer, you would have definitely gotten like a Wave Shine or a Drill Wave Shine up smash here.
Yeah.
But because you're playing the range correctly, when Peach does dash attack you, because basically this is what happens when Peach wins the mix-up. Like, Peach is like, you didn't dash back perfectly. This happened. Nothing happened because you were at the correct range. So it's like, oh, you're fine, and then you get the kill. And look at this dash dance too. Imagine if when this had happened, right here, right here, what if right here you just dashed back to here and started lasering again, or you dashed far away? It's not going to do anything. But because you're in this really close range and you do this, look at this. Oh, such a nice little dash dance. This is what you want to internalize, is like this, where you're like boom, and Peach is here, and you could have probably gotten away with even a little dash in first. Like, you can get away with a lot, is what I'm saying. And you do this little dash back, and you're kind of staying in place, and you're just like, oop, look at that, you whiffed, and look how close you are to punish. This is so important, because it happened a bunch game 1 where he dash attacked, but you were in such a defensive position that you didn't have a chance. You didn't have a chance to even punish it. But because you're right there, you're ready to punish. And you can be right there while being safe. Rough. Peach's, that's like a Peach's like fantasy. It's like, like I come back invincible, and the fox goes to ledge because they're fox, and then they die. They're like, haha. It's just like, I don't know. It's such an illegitimate victory, but as Peach, you'll love it.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting combo there. I like that. No. You're giving him too much. This is perfect. Because he's like, ah! Right? And then this is good. Notice that he doesn't take too much space here, because he knows what's up. Like, he knows the matchup. So he knows, he takes this little bit of space. Does he just keep coming? No, he moves back. Because he knows it's a slow battle to take space here. But what you do is you're giving him all of this space. Like, when he gets in the range where he can barely dash attack you, which is here. So all of this space is free Peach space. And you can, it's the way to, the lasers are good. And on this stage, I'm a big advocate of running away and lasering, right? But what you can do is you can be like, don't come out of the corner, Peach. You have to work it really slow. And it's like, yeah, I gotta work it slow. And then you're like, retreating double laser, dash back in. And it's like, because she's ready to move it slow, she's not going to be ready for, like you want a laser, but you want a laser while keeping the pressure on, is what I should say. And so this whole section is like, what you're doing here is you're like, okay, Peach, I want you to be right here. Come right to center, all the way to center for me, and then whiff a dash attack. And it's like, that is like, it's just not... It's not an idea. It's not a good idea, because it's like Peach would love to come to center and try to hit you. Like, there's just no reason to give her that. Okay, I like that. You attacked her for going to center. Okay. Nice, crazy good down tilt. A little bit overzealous with the up smash.
Yeah.
And that's why the drill is so sick. When you whiff the drill, like, what's the big deal,
Yeah, you can just shield her full hop.
Yeah, like, it's not a big... Yeah, exactly. You miss your drill, and then you full hop and get another drill, and this time it works. Like, whereas the up smash, it's like, you just get reversal, and she zero deaths you.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, look at all that free space. And, okay, so this was... How do I describe this? This was a good bait, but it worked because... Like, you keep giving him free space, and he's like, well, if you're giving it all, I guess I'll take it. And then you're like, here we go, give him the free space again, and he takes it, and you're like, you idiot! Now I'm gonna hit you for it. It's just really funny because it's like you just give him so much space, hit no lasers, and he's like, whatever, you're gonna give it to me again, and then you hit him.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you were trying to do. You were trying to like waveland down out of this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not bad. You can honestly
Because I
though.
thought if I hit another drill, I would get a kill.
Yeah, but
If I
you
reset
can
the
actually, if you get a running shine, you can just shine short hop drill.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I never do that, actually. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, these backers are bad.
Yeah.
These backers, you're just losing sight of like the win condition. It's literally when Puff just starts back airing everything.
Yeah.
It's like you're just like, oh, I just got a back air, and it's like that's not your win condition. Like the back air is not gonna win you the game. The back air wins them the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, once again, it's like, yeah.
I definitely thought this was.
I was gonna say to drill here, but you would have pushed him to ledge anyway. So
Yeah.
like, it's just not a good spot to really try to get a kill.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem is, like that's the problem for Peach is if she's in the corner and you're like here pressuring, she knows she has bad options in the corner anyway. But she also knows that if she presses out of the corner, she's now in Waveshine territory. So it makes her pressing out of the corner extra scary. So you can just like, haha, like I'm gonna laser, and then dash in. Oh, are you gonna come out of the corner? I can't wait to drill Waveshine you. Oh, I'm gonna move back and laser a little bit. Like you can set up some really nasty pressure there.
Yeah.
And dude, yeah, you were definitely like, just you could have definitely just won these. Like if you were, it's one of those. So okay, take this. I would say take this set as a good sign. Like I know that you lost and everything, but like there's nothing better than when you barely lose a set and you did everything wrong. Cuz it's like, well, wait, like it's just like there's a bunch of like low-hanging fruit that would cause you to just like win these. And that's always nice cuz it means you're like right there.
Yeah.
Okay, this was actually good. I like this. You moved in, and I like that you got like the cross up here and everything too. And then you did the full hop afterward. I would.
I thought he was gonna down smash.
Up air is just super sus at like low percent. Like it's just super sus.
I
Like
wrote down what you said about the dream drill instead, just because like there up air can be fine, but like the drill is just usually better.
yeah, what I tell myself is that I start up airing like Peach at percents where the up air could lead into just like a double up air and she just dies. And until then, there's just not too much. Like if she gives you one or you get up throw up air, that's great. But like the grounded full hop up airs, this should be like at like 50 full hop up air and she loses her stock or something. At these percents, like if you hit her with it, she's just gonna be like right here, and you're gonna be like, well, full hop there, I guess. Like
you probably. So,
it's just, huh?
he probably also has a good chance to just wiggle out near me if I'm late.
Exactly. Like it's just like, it just has too much counterplay for like what it's doing. There's the back air again. Like I know that this back air is super tempting, but like you would literally be better off right here, just side being across the whole stage.
Yeah.
like you could literally do that against Peach. Like if you're right here and you're like and you fall right here and you don't want her to hit, you just side B. Like she can't even catch you. It's fine. But the back air is not good. It's tempting. I know it's tempting. Also, shine out of shield is really, really, really good against Peach.
Oh, really?
Yes. So you would think that it's not because of the low float aerials. But when she does this is a shine out of shield all day. Like look at when she hits your shield. Look how high it is. And then like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so that was at a hit. That was the hit in the hit lag, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's like when she's like we had plenty of time to shrine out a shield there.
Yeah.
And that's just really common. Like if unless she does the low float, you can shine out a shield it. Nice. Okay. No up smash. Come on.
Yeah.
So first of all, this is a drill. This is a wave shine turnaround up tilt situation, 100%. Or you just go for like okay, like I don't know. This is how my brain works in this matchup. Is I don't like when the Peach gets to feel like I have like a cap on my punish game. Like I don't know. Honestly, if it's last stock and I'm right here getting this, I'm drilling on the left side of Peach and trying to send her back to the other side and kill her out of this. Like, she's almost there, you know. Like you could make this happen, and that's part of what I mean with like the win condition stuff, is that like I want to see you being a little bit more directed at that win condition. Like you should be getting very evil thoughts right here. Like maybe even dash past JC sign, like turn around. Like you could do like right here, dash past JC Shine, and then do another drill. Like sometimes you can get the cheeky drill. Like I'll do like wave shine, and then the drill. Like a lot of times after like the double wave shine, they do that hard SDI in on the next one, right? And so what I'll do is I'll do wave shine, short hop drill in place, and they'll just SDI hard and get hit by every hit of the drill because they're SDIing into me. And then I do wave shine up smash, and like that would have certainly killed her at this percent. And it's like I don't know. Think back to all those good matches of like I don't know if you were even around back then, but I don't know if you saw like Mango Armada when Mango was going Fox back in the day, and he would find these crazy like drill wave shine, drill wave shine, shine, drill wave shine, up smash, and like clutch out a game, you know, and like. That's because he's focused on the win condition. So I don't know. I need the evil thoughts happening right here. This shouldn't be like I take my combo and I end it. Like as the Peach, when this is happening, when this happens right here, you should be like, uh-oh. Like they're gonna do something crazy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And so and then he just gets like the freebie.
Yeah.
Okay, that is about an hour, and I think we covered everything pretty cleanly on what you need to go over. So I think like take out the back airs. Like I would literally rather you drill in those spots. Even like even a bad drill is better than the bad back air is what I'm trying to say. Like just do it. There's so many times like dude, like let me show you this one little case. Like this happens so often to me against Peach where like I will just do like a really bad drill, and like I'll be here, and I'll do like, let's see, what would I even be doing here? So like, I don't know. You can do stuff like if I did this, right? That's like a really bad drill, right? And then like I do this, and then the Peach tries to nair me. And then like they'll just like jump in and be like, I'm gonna jump in and float, and they get hit like this, and they'll just still get like wave shined out of this somehow. Like they'll try to down smash me out of it maybe, and then they like down smash, but they down smash too early or too late, or one extra hit of the drill hits them. Like it's just kind of like an advantage state for Fox, even though typically drilling characters out of the air is pretty bad. Drilling Peach out of the air is really not that bad. Because a lot of times you'll land before her and like all this stuff. So just when in doubt, I would say do the drill a lot more. Get rid of those back airs. Practice dash dancing closer to Peach. It's okay. Like it's just dash dance a lot closer to her and get used. Like it's okay to get hit. Get used to like playing that closer range so that when you do the big dash back, it feels like a tool that you have over her rather than a tool that you're somehow forced to use, you know?
In my notes I refer to it as the Peach Ditto Dash dance.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
like it's like you're another Peach, but you have a turbo mode that lets you fly across the stage, and that's clearly in favor of the turbo. Like the Peach with a jetpack is clearly at an advantage.
Mhm.
um, and yeah, staying really focused on the win condition. Like if you get like drill wave shine stuff, you could definitely start being like, like is there like an evil drill wave shine that will turn this into like a kill at 40? You know, just start practicing those. Start getting a bunch of those. I'm like looking for them, and you'll start developing like an intuition. And then next time you could just win this.
Mhm.
Also, I think it's really funny. There was somebody in chat, like at the beginning of the lesson, like you were like, "Oh, if I had done these things better, then I could have just won." And some dude in chat was like, "Really? You think?" He's like, "I had a feeling you would not have 3-0 to B-Bats, lol." And there's nothing
I
wrong
hate
with,
those people.
and there's nothing wrong with like, it's just because they don't know your name, so they're just like,
Yeah.
"Ah, no, he's probably just trash." And it's like, nah, like if you watch the video, you see that you definitely could have won that.
Oh my god! I remember the first time I played BBS IRL, I lost to him last stock, last hit because I missed a fair up smash on side plot. I remember literally you were around and we were just like texting back and forth about it. I was just like crying on the floor to what a horrible experience it was. Now I wish I hit that just to prove that chatter wrong. It's with shatters. So
Nah, don't
stupid.
worry. It's the climb. Like you'll get there. Like getting close. Like I said, losing when you should probably be winning, or losing when you could have won, is the step right before actually winning. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, it's like you can either deserve it and win, or deserve it and lose, or like not deserve it, but be like almost to deserving it. And it's like winning when you don't quite deserve it yet
Yeah.
feels good, but it doesn't really help you along. Whereas like
Because I literally had that experience the last local I beat Dawson in Grands. It was like I played horrible. And it just like it felt so empty. It was like I
yeah.
don't know. It's like how much is this gonna help me against H part? Because like it's not. It's literally not. Like none of that stuff that I did was particularly good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
Exactly. So you got to be thankful. You got to be thankful for the people at locals like standing in your way, because like
yeah.
they just they show you what you're missing, and I definitely think it's been tough for me like in SoCal. Like a lot of my competition retired or left or doesn't show up, and it makes it a lot harder to like stay good or like stay improving at the game, just because you don't have somebody to push you, and you can get away with winning when you didn't really deserve it. So like being like, yeah, I could have won but I lost, and you see why, like you got to be thankful for that while you have it, because you could just get to a point where you beat B-Bats every time and lose to Laud every time, and you're like, I can't get good Peach practice.
Yeah.
So it's like, be thankful while you can get it.
Yeah. Yeah. That actually but too I don't want to keep you too long because we're
No,
already running
you're
over
good.
now.
We can spend like, you can ask like a last question or something like that.
Okay, because I wanted to ask, and this was a question I wrote out already, and this was how hard should I try at locals? You said in previous lessons that locals are testing grounds, and you personally have used local sets with S2Js as an example of this, where you essentially, quote unquote, let him win just to decimate him when you run into him at majors. And then, as a side note, I really want to win locals to prove to people that I'm as good as like Dawson, BS, etc., regardless if it's true or not. And do you think that that sort of mentality is holding me back? And it's funny that I asked you this question after that annoying Twitch chatter who probably like knows nothing about anything. It's like puts into the insecurity, I guess, as an example of my
Mm-hmm.
insecurity in this question.
Yeah. Okay. So locals locals are testing grounds for. They can be testing grounds. What I should say. Like I don't know. Like I would say you want to show up to your local determined to beat specific players. I don't know. It's sort of like let's see. Okay, here's what I'll say: is locals are useful for a lot of different things, and you can approach locals in different ways depending on what you're working on. So like because I already know how to win locals and stuff like that, and I'm already really good at it, and like
Mm-hmm.
especially against S2J and stuff like that whole era, I wouldn't say it's not that I was letting him win, it's that I made a choice to play a certain way and I was committed to that, and he beat me playing in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And So I just want to make it clear. It's not that I was just like letting them win, but I get what you're asking.
Hmm.
So the issue is that like if you're focused on winning and beating these people, then like I said, like you'll get a win and then like you feel like you won. Whereas like what you're really aiming for is like the top of the world, right? You know, like
Hmm.
it's like the intro arc anime villains is like, well, you want to beat them, but you can't really like you don't want to over like aggrandize like when I beat them I will be better. Or like like you don't want to like make it that like you'll have truly advanced as a person like when you are able to beat them because it'll like ruin like you'll basically it ends up making you choke if you put too much on it. Um, but
Yeah.
it's also trying to win at your local is good practice for not choking, but it can get in the way of practicing the things you want to practice because you'll go into win at all cost mode rather than like do the plan that I practiced type of mode.
Hmm.
Um, it's a tough question because like sometimes it's more about just competing and sometimes it's more about gameplay and you kind of have to feel it out like for yourself. I would say that right I would say right now put like 40% try hard to win mode and 60% focus on getting better game plan type of stuff. Um, it's not like I said, it's not an easy question to answer because every approach to the local will have trade-offs. Uh, and so I think you just need to make choices in terms of like how hard you really want to win compared to like testing stuff or whatever. You need to make choices based on what you need to work on like right now. So if
Hmm.
you feel like I just show up and I compete using my stuff and I've done that for like a month and it's kind of just the same stuff over and over and I'm not choking or anything, but I'm like not hitting my punishes,
Hmm.
then maybe like the next tournament you go to, you're like, I don't even care how well I do today. Today is just punish hitting day.
Yes.
But then like maybe you hit your punishes a lot that day, but your neutral gets bad, so you get like fifth. So like next time you're like, all right, next time I'm gonna try my hardest, but also try to make sure that like my punishes are hitting like the last week, stuff like that. So it's like you can kind of build like a structure for each individual local based on like what you're looking for at that particular time. It's not just like a plain and simple answer every time.
Yeah.
But I would say like just make sure you don't like if you feel like the improvement is slowing down or you feel like you keep losing the same way every time or you keep choking the same way every time, then I would say take a local and just hardcore focus on that problem. But if you feel like you're getting closer every time and you're not particularly choking super hard and you're working on all these options, then there's nothing really wrong with like the approach you're currently taking. Does that answer the question? Is there more to it? I'm not sure.
No, no, that makes a lot of sense. I guess I think I'm almost being kind of selfish and trying to like personalize the question because uh I think if you think about this in like a personal way, it ends up with there being like three questions that like spring up out of it when I think it's like a selfish thing to ask almost because I am left with some questions, I guess, from that. But I do think that for one, the original point you made about how it can be really helpful to just focus on beating specific players. Uh because for instance, when I went to that the last local I went to, there's this Falco player Fudge. And I'm like atrocious versus I was like almost as bad as I am versus Peach. I always end up playing Fox game one and then I just go Puff game two. I win and then they go Fox game three and I win Puff Fox. Like every single I play against ever, it's always the same thing. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but for this tournament, I was like, I'm gonna go Fox. And once I know I can beat him with Fox, then I can go Puff and like end the set that way. Either game four or game five, or I just won for real. Uh,
Yeah, that is an
it's,
excellent way to treat locals. That is
yeah,
what.
that is
Yes.
That is okay. I'm really happy to hear you say it because I think I almost assumed you thought that way just based on what I've heard you say about game plans in the past.
Mm-hmm. No,
Because
that's definitely I think that's definitely a good perspective on it. Is you're like, yeah, I keep winning this way, but I want to be able to win with this character or in this way, and you just force yourself to do it that way, and it helps you like measure yourself and like see where you're at and like learn and stuff like that. Because the real goal is to learn faster than everybody else. So you just need like learn and improve faster than everybody else. So
yeah,
you just got to figure out like what is like the next like what is the way for me to skip ahead the most, you know?
yeah.
But okay, sounds good. That was a fun lesson. I will be
Thank you
uploading it
very much.
to YouTube in the next couple days,
Mhm.
and I'll hit me up if you have like follow up clips or questions on Discord. That's totally fine. And I'll talk to you later, man. Good lesson.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Peace.